Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back to Fantasy Football. The international break is officially over, which means this weekend we are ready for game week 9. Now, normally with Fantasy Football, I always do it for the full season, but I sometimes lose a little bit of interest in it. But because of this series that I've really enjoyed making, it's really making me want to keep going with this. So I hope you guys are enjoying the series too. I've had a lot of love on the channel for it, so if you are enjoying it, drop a like. And before we look at my team, where I actually had a decent week for a change, which is not usual for me. But as always, we'll start off by looking at our league. Top of the league, Alex Chaubanu, Cormoran FC. He was top of the league last week and he got a 93-pointer in game week 8. So he is still top by 21 points at the moment. So big up Alex. If we have a quick look at his team, as I mentioned, 93 points, and he actually used 2 transfers last week and got -4, so it was obviously worth it for him. Doherty for Wolves, 15 points. He was the highest scoring player of last week, so big up for putting him in if he wasn't already in. I can't remember from last week. Edison in net, clean sheet. Robertson, Alonso, 6 points. Hazard captain, 28 points. Richarlison 7, and then Lacazette got 12 up front. So a couple of players in there like Wan-Bissaka, Maddison, I've got both of them as well. Didn't get loads of points, but when you've got Hazard, captain, Doherty, and Lacazette, you're having a good week. And I've just noticed this as well. This was in last week's video. Please watch my YouTube video, Doctors Are More Dangerous Than Guns. Mate, you're in 5th in the league. So you were doing really well. And you've actually added emojis to the title since the last time I did a fantasy football video. So I will look at it after today. I didn't watch it after last week, but I will watch it after today. Now, again, if you are on this top list, someone else, this is the same guy. It must be, it looks exactly the same. How have you got, you've got 2 teams in the top 12. You should be doing these videos, not me. And then you're advertising your own videos through my league, which, you know, everyone can do it. I mean, it's up to you. But anyway, if you are in the top list of this league, big up, because you're doing a lot better than I am. And if we keep scrolling down, I have moved up in the league. I am now 552, which isn't amazing, but in the last few weeks I've moved up about 60 places or so, and as you can see I got 73 points. So I mean, straight off the bat you can see people in here who were in the 80s and the 90s, but I had a very decent week and the best week I've had so far. So as I mentioned, I got 73 points. The average was 50. So I think I did all right. And then I've got Hart and Net, 2 points. Pretty poor. Bolly from Wolves, I'll shout him out as a decent pick because he's very cheap. And the way Wolves are playing at the minute, they're playing very well. So 6 points for him. Wan-Bissaka, I mentioned already, 2 points. Trippier got 7. He was my sub last week, which I didn't really need to make because Kyle Walker got a clean sheet anyway. But 7 points for Trippier. Maddison 2, Salah 3, Hazard 28. I was 50-50 with Hazard and Aguero. I know Man City played Liverpool, which is why I went for Hazard, and I'm glad I did. Fraser got 6, Wilson got 14, Aguero 1, Mitrovic 2. So again, not an amazing all-around performance, but Wilson 14, Hazard 28, Fraser 6, Bolly 6, you know, so it adds up. As for team changes and transfers, the first thing I'm going to do is I've got Hart in net, who is playing Man City away, so I'm going to swap him with Foster. Watford playing Wolves away. I can see Wolves definitely getting a goal, so I think it's the better of the two. And then across the board, I think there's potentially a lot of changes I can make. Salah has got a potential injury. Now, he came off early in his game for Egypt, but then I've also read reports saying that he will be back in time for Saturday. So I'm not going to make any definite changes today, or transfers I should say, but that's definitely what to look out for. Same with Fraser from Bournemouth. Now, he pulled out of the Scotland squad early because of a hamstring injury. But the last time Fraser pulled out of international duty, he then played the following weekend for Bournemouth and got the most points he's ever had in a Dream Team Fantasy League week. So just because it says that he might be injured doesn't mean he's not going to play and score a goal at the weekend. So I always say this, but it's definitely worth holding off on the transfers closer to the weekend to just try and pick out what's going to happen. But then as for the rest of my team now, like I mentioned, Wolves have got Watford. They could get a clean sheet. Wan-Bissaka at Crystal Palace, Everton away. So I think Alexander-Arnold But then he didn't play in their last game against Man City after a poor performance against Napoli. So will he be pulled back into the team against Huddersfield? Trippier for Tottenham is playing West Ham. Could West Ham get a goal? Because obviously a bit of a London derby. Anything could happen there. Maddison, I mentioned Salah already. Hazard's playing Man U. So at the moment, I'm thinking Aguero captain. Hazard had a great week last week and they're playing Man U. So they're at home. Will Hazard repeat that? But then you've got Aguero, who are playing Burnley at home. So I think I'm swaying towards the Aguero captain for that. Wilson's obviously on top form, playing against Southampton. And Mitro, who started the season really well, hasn't got many goals in the last few weeks. But they are playing Cardiff this weekend, so it's a good chance for him to grab some points. Another team change I'm looking at is Maddison on the bench for Fernandes at Newcastle. I think Leicester are going to have a hard time of it away at Arsenal, and I know Newcastle have had a terrible run in the Premier League so far, but defensively Newcastle are actually alright, believe it or not. And Brighton, although they've done pretty well so far this season, they don't score loads of goals. So I think that one could be decent. As for actual transfers, I'm going to have to wait and see what's happening with Salah and Fraser. If I find out one of those players isn't playing, I will be subbing one of them out. If they are both playing, I'm looking at moving Trippier out for Kyle Walker. I did transfer them. I transferred them the other way around last time. And although Trippier has a decent chance of getting points at West Ham, I can see West Ham score against Spurs compared to Burnley versus Man City. But it's all just guesses. But that's why we'll love it. But that's how my team is looking right now, and I am happy with it. Hopefully those Salah and Fraser will both be playing this weekend, so I don't have to worry about moving them out. Top tip for the weekend, I would look at Wolves. If you don't already have a Wolves defender, I'd definitely consider it because they are very cheap and Wolves are playing very well. I know I've got Bolly, I think Doherty, the guy I mentioned who got the most points last week, the Wolves defender, loads of people have put him in. And you can see why, because Wolves are playing very well defensively and attacking-wise, and they're very cheap. So have a think about that. But if you've got any thoughts on my team, please let me know down below. Let me know how you are doing in my league so far, and let me know what your teams are looking like as well. But thank you all for watching, as always, and I'll catch you later.